everybody. Welcome to Shining Lights. My name is Ben Barber. I am your host. This is the show where we spotlight people and organizations who are doing amazing things in their community. Let's get right into it. Today, I am very excited to have as a guest a good friend of mine, the founder and creator of RI Elder Info, Deb Burton. Hi, Deb.
Hi, Ben. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being on. I'm very excited for you to be my first guest on this show. Um, we love spotlighting organizations and people who are doing great work, whether that be nonprofits, mostly nonprofits, but really anybody that's a shining light in their community, a beacon of hope to others. And there's nobody that I know that better exemplifies that than you. So
Oh,
thank you so much for being my first guest. Tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do.
yeah. So I am Deb Burton, the founder and creator of RI Elder Info and rielderinfo.com. My background is in gerontology, which is the biological, psychological, and social aspects of aging. What that really translates to is that I nerd out about all things aging. So, we work to get the information that people need in order to be able to age independently or support their loved ones who they might be caring for who are aging. I love what I do.
It's amazing, and you're wonderful at it. How did you create RI Elder Info? What led you to creating RI Elder Info?
So I saw a lot of times people had some really, for me, basic questions. So the difference between Medicare and Medicaid, and what do you mean Medicare doesn't cover long-term care, and who gets to make the decisions regarding mom or dad's health care. Some things that were really for me straightforward because I've always been in this field. But for families, and for the seniors themselves, they were really struggling and would get overwhelmed and full of anxiety. And I thought, I have this information and resources. Why not make a nonprofit? So I wrote out a check. I had rielderinfo.com created. It is the most comprehensive resource for seniors, caregivers, and professionals in Rhode Island. And it can be translated into almost every language spoken in the state because I feel like, regardless of what language you speak, information is power and nobody should struggle from a lack of it. So it's really important to me that the information be available to all of my fellow Rhode Islanders. Um, just about getting people connected with what's out there.
Absolutely. What is the biggest issue right now? And I know that there are so many of them. What is one of the issues, or several? Take as long as you want. Of the issues that are affecting seniors and caregivers right now in Rhode Island and in the country, in a broader sense, that you think needs to be addressed immediately.
Wow, how long have you got? I
Two
think one of
minutes.
the biggest things is the fallout from COVID and what that has looked like for our healthcare staffing. So before COVID even happened, we had a healthcare worker shortage, and COVID has made that worse. A lot of folks have left the field. So the trickle down with that is that now families are trying to figure out, how do I balance caring for my loved one, with going to work, with getting the kids to soccer practice, and who's answering these questions, and how much can I Google, and is Google accurate, and who's trying to sell me stuff. So it's really the stress of what COVID has left behind in trying to navigate the healthcare system when there's not enough people to do the job. How do we really wrap ourselves around the resources in our community? And if we are not in need of those resources in our community, then how do we give our time and our ability to help wrap our own arms around the people in our community who need our help? And that's something that's important going forward for all of us, regardless of our age.
Absolutely. What is the most rewarding thing for you from doing this work and the work that you've been doing for such a long time?
It's funny. I'll answer that question in a slightly different. Somebody asked me, how do you measure the impact of what you're doing. And I said, the way I measure it is the sigh. So when somebody calls me or emails me or texts me, but usually call, and they're like, "Oh my god, my mom fell and I don't know if she needs surgery and I don't know if she can go home and I don't know whether or not we can get the house modified and how can we pay for the house to get modified and what can I do?" And they're really vibrating like really high. And I listen to them and then I have a conversation with them, and towards the end of the conversation, I can hear it. It's that that sigh of, "Okay, I got this. I can do this. I've got accurate information. I can make informed decisions. I can move forward and know with peace of mind that I'm going in the right direction." And so when I hear that sigh, that's what is most rewarding to me, because I know that someone has been comforted by the information that they've received, that there is an older person or someone in need who is going to get the appropriate care in the appropriate setting, paid for in the most appropriate way. And that's not something that I can affix a dollar sign to.
Yeah. Uh, I want to say before I get to my last question, I just want to say thank you on a personal level, because I've been that person on the other end of the phone with you before. When I first met you, roughly around the time I first met you, COVID had started, and my parents had gone into the nursing home just before COVID for rehab. And then I had to, this was before I met you, we had to make the decision of, is it safer to keep my dad in the nursing home, or to, my mom was staying, but was it safer to keep my dad in the nursing home or to bring him out and try to care for him at home with COVID going on? And this was like late April 2020. So it was extremely, extremely scary. And the decision was that it would be better for them to stay together and whatever, but it was not made with any forethought of Medicaid. It was not made with any forethought of what that meant to their house. It was not made with any forethought of what that meant for me and their bills and financially and all of that stuff. So when I got around to talking to you about it, when I met you and we developed a friendship while working together, I had a conversation with you about it, and then like the week after that, my dad got sick and passed away, and then you were the first person that I called about, okay, well, what does this mean now? Like, what does this mean about his 401k, about his about the house, about whatever. And then like before I could even settle any of that, my mom passed away of COVID. Um and this all happened within 3 months of each other, and it was ridiculous. And I was one of those people who called you uh stressed out of their mind, and by the end of the phone call, and you didn't necessarily have every answer for me, but you had comfort and you had the knowledge of where I can find the answers. And those two things combined, I can fully attest to having the sigh at the end of the conversation with you of, things are going to be okay, and it's too complicated, but it's not undoable. And that's a gift that you give others, that I just want to say thank you for. Um, how can we help? And I say we in the general terms. How can we as a society help the mission that our Elder Info has of giving a better, more equitable life for seniors and caregivers?
And first, I want to say it's always my honor to have helped you, because I don't ever claim to have all the answers. But I can definitely point you in a direction. I'm not an estate planner, I'm not an elder law attorney, I'm not a financial advisor, but I can point you in directions to get you to where you need to go, so that, like you said, it's not undoable, and that you have someone who will walk that path with you. So I
Yeah,
really appreciate your words, Ben.
thank you.
Um,
I appreciate you.
In order to do what we do, RI Elder Info gets sponsors and donors, that kind of thing, in order to keep us going from a financial standpoint. From a human standpoint, I would say, reach out to people and let them know that RI Elder Info and rielderinfo.com is here and stands ready to help you in your time of crisis. And, ideally, in a perfect world, before the time of crisis, tell it your neighbors, tell your friends, tell your coworkers that there is trusted resources available, and you can find them on rielderinfo.com. And if you think that your situation is, really unique and you really need that one-on-one conversation, give me a call. It's easy. 401-585-0509. If you prefer, you can text me, same number, or email me at deb@rielderinfo.com. But, from a human standpoint, we're all in this together. We got to row the boat in the same direction. We got to help each other out. That's what we're here on this planet for. So
Absolutely.
spread the word.
One of my favorite things, and I'll end on this. One of my favorite things about your organization and you personally is that while you are a nonprofit that does its own stuff, your one of your main functions is shining a light on all of the other nonprofits that are doing specific things for this community, for the aging community, for caregivers, for veterans, and you use your voice and your platform so profoundly to spread that word. Friday Friends is a show every Friday morning at 9 a.m. on RI Elder Info's Facebook and YouTube that you and I do together. And I use that term loosely. I'm just behind the scenes pulling strings, but you get the entire cavalcade of organizations and specific needs organizations that are on there, and then you so expertly direct people towards them and help promote them, and that's a wonderful thing to do. And in a world where businesses and nonprofits compete with each other as if they were businesses, your altruism shines through, and I just want to I never stop singing your praises enough. Thank you, Deb, and can you let everybody know one more time where they can find out more info about RI Elder Info?
Yes, they can go to rielderinfo.com. We are a 501c3 nonprofit here in Rhode Island. You can find us on the RI Elder Info Facebook page and YouTube pages. Like Ben said, we do a ton of resources live streaming there, so people can get the information on demand. You can always call me at 401-585-0509. You can text me at the same number. And you can also email me at deb@rielderinfo.com. I'm always happy to return your calls, your emails, any way that you reach out to me, to help folks get connected to the information and resources that they need to stay independent. We are all in this together. We got to row the boat in the same direction. We got to help each other out. And so, yeah, I support the other nonprofits and people doing cool stuff out there that are enabling us and empowering us to age independently.
Absolutely. And all of the information that Deb just talked about is going to be in the description of this episode. Deb, thank you so much, and I will talk to you soon.
Thank you very much, Ben, for this opportunity. I hope you have a great day, and I hope all your viewers have a great day.
Thank you. She is amazing. RI Elder Info is amazing. Like I said, click all of that information down in the description of this episode, this video, this podcast, however you are consuming this. And I just want to say thank you. If you know of a person or organization that is a beacon of hope in your community, please let me know, because I would love to talk to them. You can email me, ben@321.media. The link also in the description, and let me know, because we would love to shine a light on everyone who's making a difference in our community, in your community, and in the world. Have a good day.